An important change is about to occur in the global financial sector, and it all starts in Dubai. SWIFT is the cornerstone of international banking since it has been the most widely used payment method for cross-border transactions for many years. However, the unimaginable happened today. Dubai, which is recognized as one of the world's most successful and progressive financial hubs, announced that a whopping $1 trillion would be invested in XRP. The following is not a hypothesis, a tale, or hype. It originates from a woman with a prominent position in the United Arab Emirates, and his long-term goals are widely known. Dubai is showing the rest of the world that SWIFT, which has been the global messaging system for banks for a long time, is basically the most outdated technology by moving some of their sovereign wealth funds into Ripple's network. Instantaneous settlement across international borders, virtually non-existent fees, and a level of openness in traditional finance never before seen are just a few of the massive effects of this news. Future-focused plans are being established for Dubai's policies. The Dubai International Financial Center has been acknowledged as a world leader in the field of digital assets and cutting-edge technology since its founding. It serves as the principal financial hub of the city. The Digital Finance Corporation, or DFC, has been promoting blockchain projects, fintech legal sandboxes, and initiatives that give people incentives to adopt cryptocurrencies in recent years. However, some with knowledge of the situation have now said that these efforts were only the start of a broader and more dangerous effort to fully integrate Ripplet into Dubai's financial system. Dubai is attempting to enable banks, hedge funds, and businesses to connect to the decentralized liquidity network of Ripple. This will make it possible to settle oil revenue, trade payments, and cross-border investments instantly. This test program is not a small one. Instead, it is a major reform that could change how international banking functions. In actuality, there is no questioning the clear advantages of XRP over SWIFT. SWIFT makes use of these sluggish correspondent banking networks, which can take days to finish, in addition to incurring high fees. In contrast, XRP transactions are usually quite inexpensive and are settled in a couple of seconds. There is a huge difference between minutes and days, as well as between little fees and massive transaction costs, in a banking system that handles trillions of dollars. Take a moment to think about the fact that the system handling Dubai's oil money may move hundreds of millions of dollars in a few seconds as opposed to days. Because of its speed and liquidity, XRP is nothing short of revolutionary for a variety of organizations, including banks, investors, and businesses. The earlier method, which relied on SWIFT, is genuinely useless in terms of technology. When it comes to availability, speed, and price, fiat rails cannot match XRP. That would not be feasible in any manner. Dubai's activity goes beyond simply improving the financial infrastructure of the city. It's a statement as well on the city's geopolitical situation. Due to its widespread adoption of XRP, Dubai has become a leader in the field of contemporary finance. This enables Dubai to separate itself from antiquated financial laws and institutions that rely on US currency. As a result, it is made clear to other countries that fast or controlled messaging networks will not be the future of international financial transactions. It will be speed, efficiency, and blockchain-based liquidity networks like Ripplet that will serve as the major drivers. The nations and financial organizations monitoring this trend will feel as though they need to follow suit in order to avoid falling behind in the fight for innovative ideas in the financial sector throughout the world. Because of this announcement, everything is changed for XRP owners. Giving the economy $1 trillion in cash is not a small investment. No event in the history of Bitcoin has ever been comparable to this one. The market changes drastically the moment corporate treasuries, sovereign wealth funds, and major institutional investors start making sizable investments in XRP. The amount of liquidity has significantly increased. The rate at which the token starts to move independently of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency exchanges and transactions are completed. Analysts already believe that XRP might hit $1,000 per coin if its value keeps increasing. In other words, this is not an exaggeration. Instead, it is a forecast that is predicated on how much money is introduced into Ripplet and how quickly it can move around the network. Dubai's leaders understand that creativity, not stagnation, is the key to attaining financial domination. According to reports, the Sheikh has come up with a plan to make payments on time and to ascertain the full economic worth of the United Arab Emirates assets. Dubai maintains an open financial environment, low transaction costs, and adequate liquidity through the use of XRP. transmitting trade payments, sovereign investments, and oil profits is how this is done. Currently, Ripple is not being used as a test run. To show the rest of the world that centralized, costly, and slow systems like SWIFT are no longer viable, they have fully committed to building the next wave of financial infrastructure. No longer helpful. At this point, buyers and sellers can already see the effects right away. The market's perception of XRP has changed significantly. Exchanges have stated that trade activity has surged and that big investors are looking for entry points to increase their long-term commitment. On social media and investor websites, there is a lot of excitement about the possible repercussions that other countries and financial institutions would face if Dubai were to embrace the norm. Presently, the story is really clear. XRP can no longer be viewed as a speculative or specialist asset. Instead, it is quickly emerging as the cornerstone of the world financial system. Instead than just reflecting the speculative momentum of the token's price if it keeps rising, the price will more accurately reflect the token's usefulness as more people use it. When it comes to technology, XRP is actually perfect for meeting the needs of a $1 trillion enterprise. Its ledger can settle tens of thousands of transactions while using nearly little electricity, transactions each second. The ability of the blockchain to grow, be reliable, and be open are all very important for a sovereign wealth fund that handles the conveyance of large sums of money. Dubai, a hub of contemporary finance, needs a payment system that is both high volume and low cost. And Ripple is a network that links old monetary systems to the more sophisticated blockchain technologies currently in use. Without a doubt, this technological edge will revolutionize the way that global banking operates. The importance of Dubai's decision cannot be overstated when looking to the future. SWIFT, who was once thought to be invincible, is now facing what I would call an existential threat. Due to Dubai's success with XRP, more nations will be trying to build or implement blockchain-based settlement networks at this time. You already know that speed, low pricing, and transparency will give enterprises a competitive edge, leading to widespread adoption and improvements in trade finance and money. Cross-border banking and transfers. XRP is more than just a digital asset these days. Instead, it is a modernizing instrument for finance that can change the global liquidity flow and upend the systems that have dominated the industry for decades. To sum up, Dubai's choice to contribute $1 trillion to XRP marks a critical turning point in the history of money. This demonstrates unequivocally how important it is to accept new technology, have wise foresight, and make sure blockchain technology works.